I'm Chip Rome with your Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, and this is In the Know. Today we are with Rita Smith, and Rita is actually with the Crime Victim Center of Fayette County. Good to be here with you, Rita.
Thank you for having me.
And our Honorable Mayor, Greg Lincoln, Mayor of Connellsville. Good to have you here too, Greg.
Hey, thanks, Chip. I'm glad you all are here.
Yeah, thanks. We are at the East Side Fire Station. The place looks really nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing transformation from where we started, and now it's a brand new fire hall and testing center, and we're just so grateful that we were able to get this COVID funding to do that.
Right. Now, you're going to have an event here on July the 13th. It'll be here at this building, is that correct?
That's correct.
You want to tell our viewers what's going to happen here on July 13th, please, Rita?
Sure. So after an incident in Connellsville that Mayor Lincoln will talk a little bit more about later, we'd asked ourselves, what can we do? You know, we're the Crime Victim Center. We focus on sexual assault and a whole bunch of other crimes. So we offer prevention programs to schools, to communities, to businesses, to adults every day. So we're offering one that's sort of a hodgepodge of a couple that we do offer. Half of the time is going to focus on internet safety, and the other half is going to focus on recognizing child abuse, trafficking, and how to report it anonymously. We don't want to dive too deep into any one topic because we don't know if they have Android or Apple or what apps their kids use or how old their kids are.
Just give them some exposure to it.
Absolutely, yeah. To sort of lay the groundwork, hopefully, then they can go home and perhaps get their kid's phone or their kid's tablet and use what we just taught them to make it more safe for them, or to even maybe better broach the subject with their kids.
Yeah. Now this event's July 13th. What time is it going to be at?
So we have one from 10 to 12 and then another one from 6 to 8. We wanted to try
the same thing, both two different times. Okay.
We just wanted to try to incorporate people who work, people who are at home, people who may have kids they need to shuffle around. Right. And also for the internet safety piece, Kevin Ghost from Connellsville Area School District, he's the Director of Technology. He's going to do about 10 or 15 minutes in each session on the Chromebooks that the school district gives out and what the safety protocols all are on those.
And the goal of the event?
The goal of the event is for any caring adult or older teenager who wants to work as a community to keep our kids safe, to learn the basics of recognizing abuse, what to do if you see it, and how to hopefully prevent incidents like we had the other weekend here in Connellsville over the internet.
Okay, and we'll talk to Mayor Lincoln about that. So, Greg, I know I saw on the news something happened here in Connellsville with someone coming into our town and trying to take advantage of some of our children. So, you want to talk a little bit about that, please?
Well, it was a second attempt and basically a 6-month period here. The first one, we had a gentleman drive from Erie and try to attempt to get a juvenile out of the Connellsville Middle School. Literally went to the school, and thankfully for the training of the school district police and the employees, they recognized it and stopped it from happening, because that really would have been a tragic situation. But this latest one really hit me at home because it was involved a 12-year-old and two 13-year-olds. And the popular app with these young people was Snapchat. I have Snapchat on my phone, but I don't really know how to use it. These kids know how the ins and outs, and it's a very scary little app that you can get kids into trouble. In this situation, they were communicating with an adult and ended up where they individual drove from Charleroi up to Connellsville and met up with these juveniles, and they got in a vehicle and drove to the hotel here, and I got a room, and thankfully the employees of the hotel recognized there was something going on with this, and they called the police, and girls were able to get away, and individual was basically apprehended and charged, and this is all alleged as of right now. But this is when I basically reached out to Rita and I was like, this is completely messed up. Is there anything that maybe the Crime Victim Center could do to help us? And what we really want to do is educate our community, because this phone, let me tell you something. This phone right here it connects you to the whole world. Yeah. And when your child is on this phone, and if you're not monitoring what they do and you don't know what's going on, anybody can get into their phone, into their lives, because now, with the locating apps, on Snapchat, if you have your locating on there, they can go onto your thing and see where you're at, your address. I mean, every bit of information that you need to find somebody to come get them is right on their fingertips. And we got to do better as parents to make sure that we're involved in our children's lives, where we know what's going on. And I feel that this And I'm so grateful to the Crime Victim Center for doing this for the city. And it's going to be for the county. Anybody from the Fayette County can come. I don't care where they're from. It can be any county.
The
If
world.
they want to come to Connellsville for this event, we want them to come. You know what I mean? Be a part of it.
And speaking of that, this will be on YouTube, so it'll be more than just the Armstrong neighborhood channel. So the location of this facility, I know it's on Arch Street. Do you have an address for it?
I think you.
It's 200 North Arch Street.
200 North Arch Street in Connellsville.
Our City Hall is at 110 North Arch. It's directly beside the City
This
Hall.
is West Apple. 200 West Apple.
200 West Apple. Okay, well, thank you for our
Okay.
city clerk.
Yeah.
See
That's
there?
right, yeah.
Save the
why
day.
That's why he's our city clerk. I mean, the man, he knows everything. But
Thank you, Vern.
But so we're gonna have it here. We're gonna fully utilize our new fire hall for this, and I'm hopeful. And I know that we last talked there. I heard like maybe 18 or 20 people had signed up for the night session. So I know people were signing up. That's the most important part. We can offer this information, we can offer these programs, but if people don't participate, it's not going to do anything for us. And I'm hoping that from this will continue the conversation of the internet, dangers of the internet, and maybe the school district here, Connellsville School District, all the school districts in Fayette County, we're going to want to get involved and get something going in their schools that we can continue to I feel that we just need to protect our children at any cost. And so the parents, it's the first step is the parents have to be involved. They have to be willing. They have to set their foot down, monitor their kids, not
Be involved in their kids' life.
not worry that your kid might get upset at you because you want to know what's going on in their lives and you want to know what's going on in that phone of theirs. Sometimes you get, I'm the good guy and bad guy all the time with my kids, and it is what it is. But I know that I'm protecting them from the dangers, because there are a lot of horrible people in our world that all they're looking for is to get to these kids and do bad things with them.
And the outcome of the most recent thing ended up being a good thing, but it could have been very bad. It's real close to
very,
being
very
bad.
tragic. We could have been dealing with three missing juveniles because like Rita said, the sex trafficking is a real thing. It happens every day in our country, and people need to realize it can happen here. I mean, these kids could have been gone forever. Like we could have never seen them again. And that's what really hit me hard. I mean, I have my daughter is 12,
Right.
so same age, and it just, and I know, and she uses Snapchat, and believe me, there's
monitor
settings
that.
we monitor. There's settings you can do with that, and I said a quick Google search, you'll see how many pieces of information are out there that you can research and take the time to figure out what to do with their phones, and that's what this event's going to do for what they're going to tell us.
And I think along that same line, obviously you can Google anything, and I think part of the benefit to coming to this event, maybe as well as doing that, is knowing that the resources you're being provided with are trusted, because you can find anything on the internet that tells you what you want to hear, or whatever, and it might not be right and it might not be the thing to do, but hopefully the resources that we provide you find useful, and we can guarantee that they're trusted, that the information is correct and up to date.
How would someone register for these events? There's two of them.
Yeah, right. So the registration form is the same. We just ask for your name and email address so we can provide any updates if for some reason there would need to be, or follow up. What school district do you live in? Like I said, Mr. Ghost is coming from Connellsville, but if we had a large contingent from a different school district, we would try to.
Where's
see
that
what we
form
could do.
available? It's on.
Oh, sure. It's on our Facebook page, the Crime Victim Center Facebook page, our website, crimevictimcenter.com, and you can call our office at 724-438-1470 and register via phone if you
People
want to.
should register in advance, so you have an idea how many are coming.
Correct. Yeah, we don't want to have to last minute, find a whole bunch of chairs or tables or whatever, and we want to make sure that we're prepared.
Do you have a deadline for registration?
Pretty much the day before. We're going to cut it off once we start setting up.
Okay, so by July 12th.
By July 12th, yep. Sometime that night. That morning is, we're not going to, I say that, but we're not going to turn anybody away.
Right, but it helps just to be organized.
Yes,
to know it.
right.
This is free.
Absolutely free.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
All 99% of our services that we offer to the community are free.
Okay.
We have a few trainings that are more for like professionals and workplaces that we do charge for, just because we had to pay to get trained and for the materials.
Yeah.
So otherwise, almost everything we offer is free.
I know you talked to David. Armstrong was going to be doing more to cover this too.
Yeah, originally I had thought about having him come and record the sessions that we're doing, but I really want it to be a safe spot where people feel comfortable to ask the questions and bring up situations.
I agree.
If that's what's happening in our community or in their lives. And I don't feel, especially talking about children, that a lot of people are going to feel comfortable talking while they're being recorded.
Right.
So we nixed that idea, and I'm working with Dave that we're going to do another almost the same information with just another host from Armstrong and us, and provide it without a live audience.
Okay.
That will be rebroadcast on Armstrong.
That sounds good. Mayor, anything else from you related to this?
I'm just, the turnaround for this has been very quick on their part, and to get this already, July 14th is the preliminary hearing for this individual that our latest incident. So we're getting this, we're striking while the iron is hot, because clearly this is going to be on the news again, and we don't want this to just people just to get back to the world saying this is not going to happen to me, that didn't happen. We want people to know it can happen here anytime, any place, and we want them to be prepared. And I feel this is going to be a great starting point to educate the community on the dangers of the internet. I mean, big time, and I'm, like I said, I'm hopeful for what's going to happen after. Like,
right.
We're going to continue this conversation as far as we can take it, and at least here in Connellsville, as long as Rita and the Crime Victim Center want to participate and want to educate us, we want to be educated. So I appreciate that.
And we know summer's tough. Lots of people are on vacation, and it is a fast turnaround.
Right.
So if we hear leading up to the event, or we hear in the days after that I was out of town, a lot of people are out of town right now. They're on vacation.
Myrtle Beach. Everyone's at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah,
it seems
right.
like.
Yeah.
That's what I've been hearing
They're
lately.
Ocean City. Everybody's there
Dave,
right
we need
now.
to go to Myrtle Beach and do a show.
Yeah.
In the know at Myrtle Beach.
There you go.
I agree.
I'll talk to John as soon as we get back.
But we can do it again another time. We can do it once a month. We can do it, every day if that's what it takes. I know my kids spend a lot of time with their grandparents and with my brother, and thankfully they're out of needing a lot of childcare because they're both school age now, but they spend a lot of time away from me. They
Right.
spend a lot of time away from my husband. We both work. The girls are involved in stuff. My husband and I are involved in stuff. Me and him knowing isn't exactly enough either.
Right, yeah.
So really, it's for any caring adult. If you have kids in your life, neighborhood
Grandparents,
kids,
yeah.
grandparents,
Yeah,
aunts,
yeah.
uncles,
Right. Older
single
brothers and
adults,
sisters.
yeah, right. Who don't.
So what will parents what will the people that attend walk away with? What information will help them as they leave here?
Sure. I hope, first of all, confidence, because, I'm 37 and I don't know how to use. I know how to use Snapchat, but I don't use it. I didn't use it. I didn't use TikTok till I started this job and different things. And my kids are 6 and 8, so we're not there yet. They're not teaching me the new
So you
and the
don't know
latest.
what to look for.
Yeah, right. If I hadn't had trainings that I've had, I wouldn't know what I know. And I know I feel more confident as my girls age. Technology changes like that. Nobody
It does.
uses. Young kids don't use Facebook. They think that's for us old folks. They don't do it. Twitter, pretty much the same thing.
Shame
They're
on them.
Right. We're interesting. Come read what I have to say. But, they.
It's too long of a story for that. They want just a short
They,
story.
yeah. They use Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok and all these other things. And they are wonderful.
Right. If they're used the right way.
If they're used the right way.
Yeah.
There's, when you live in small rural communities, to see parts of the world or interact with people who you would not usually have the opportunity to, that can be a wonderful thing. And we don't want to act like it's black and white.
Right.
It's not. It's a gray area. And every family has to figure out what works well for them and what their parameters are going to be. But we want them to leave here feeling confident that they have the information to make the best decisions for their families that are going to keep them safe.
Okay. If you don't mind, give the dates and times. one
Sure.
more
It's
time.
Wednesday, July 13th from 10 to 12 and 6 to 8. And you can register by going to crimevictimcenter.com or calling 724-438-1470.
Yeah. Well, Mayor Lincoln, thank you for initiating this. Appreciate that for the families here. It's great.
Well, I appreciate you, Chip, you coming out and be willing to do this video to promote it and be a part of it and to help us keep the Connellsville community protected. So it's going to be a great thing all around.
Yeah. And Rita, thank you for the work that you're doing through the Crime Victim
Oh,
Center.
absolutely. I'm grateful to Greg to reaching out. Half the battle's getting in the door some places, and Connellsville is always easy to work with, so I'm happy to do it. And thank you and Armstrong for everything.
Yeah,
It makes it a lot easier.
Very welcome. Now you're in the know.